Hi everyone, my name is Natasha Belfer and this is Becoming Her Anyways. So actually today I wanted to talk about appearance versus reality in the sense of you never know what someone's going through, and I genuinely do think we don't talk about this enough. I feel like as humans we're a little bit kind of like ignorant, I suppose. Like we assume that we know everything when we don't, you know. People go home to abuse, people go home to very like difficult families, people have internal struggles that you don't see. People go through difficult times of crises and we don't know, but we just walk around and assume that we do. I think this kind of ties into like when we idealize people and when we go, oh, that person's got it all together. In psychology there's something called the halo effect, and it's basically where if someone's appearance is attractive and aesthetic, people will automatically assume through bias that every other area of their life is also complete and to a high standard. Because often we do judge, I think, so much, but you just don't know what people are going through. You generally don't. I feel like sometimes it's kind of easy to tell if someone's going through something, because obviously, their behavior changes or maybe they're kind of moody or miserable. But the people who also joke about and like try to have a good life and like they make so much effort just to be happy, those people also suffer. But we don't know this, Some of the worst times of my life, people wouldn't have known. People wouldn't have known. I would be sitting at a table playing cards with these people, and I would be at my lowest, and they wouldn't even know, because why would I show them? I wanted to live a normal life, and I feel like that's so important. One time, I was going home, and there's this girl with this guy, and she says to him, I feel like I'm going to get beaten tonight, and he goes, no, don't say that. And I just looked at her, and I just thought, wow, like, you never know what someone's going through. Like, you literally don't know, because I suppose with also social media, like, you just get, like, the highlight reel of people's lives. I feel like this also makes it really easy to glorify people who are just human, I feel like, especially when you feel insecure, you're more likely to kind of see like, oh, that person's better than me, that person is going to a better uni, or this person's smarter, or this person is happier, or whatever. And it can be really painful. And I feel like often, like, I can't really shield my mind from this. So what I do is if there's someone who makes me feel insecure, and I know that that's irrational because, it's based on my insecurities and not them, I will just not have anything to do with this person. Like, generally it's people that you don't know anyway. But I'll just block this person and I will just not have anything to do with them and not try to have any insight into their life whatsoever. Because honestly, guys, like, what you don't understand is we do not see things from a 100% true perspective. I'm an indirect realist, right? And that basically means that I believe that when we perceive the world, we perceive it through, like, it's called, like, the veil of perception. So it's kind of like, imagine like a transparent wall, I suppose, in between me and the actual world. Now, obviously, my perceptions are through this wall. So I do see the reality as it is, but I also do see it a little bit. It's a bit like misinterpreted because I'm not seeing it directly, I'm seeing it indirectly. Now, there are other theories of like perception that say that we do see the real world clearly, but how do we account for illusions and hallucinations then? How do we account for when we like don't see things clearly? I feel like if you were to know someone 100% with no bias, you'd have to literally have no opinions of your own, no experience of your own. But even still, I don't think that would work. So guys, like, what you don't understand, what I'm trying to say is that you just don't know people. Like, even if you think you know someone, you don't. Because, for example, I will have one experience and opinion of one person. And with the same person, the people around them might have a different experience, might have a different understanding of them. So you never really know a person because who's right? For example, I have an experience with my mother, right? If someone asked me about my mother, I would tell them. But one of my mother's friends might have a completely different experience with her. It's very interesting. Guys, what I'm trying to say is, like, you never know what someone's going through. So if you guys are, like, comparing yourselves and be like, oh, she's prettier than me, whatever, or you guys are saying she's smarter, you guys don't know what she's going through. You don't know. She could literally be going through the worst time of her life, and here you are glorifying her. Here you are saying, oh, she's so amazing. You guys don't know her. Listen, when you guys get close to people, I feel like you start realizing they're not perfect. Like, this illusion kind of wears off, but you guys got to understand that we are all human beings. No one is perfect. Not a single person is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Every single person in this world makes mistakes because that's what makes us human. Okay? But we cannot judge people and go, oh, they must have their life together. Guys, everyone has issues. Every single person has issues. Okay? I don't want you guys to glamorize this like one person and be like, oh, they've got everything together and I don't. That is such bullshit because everybody has their own issues. Everyone has their own things going on. And I feel like we just don't know what people are dealing with. Like, some people could be going through a breakup. Some people could be going through, terrible heartbreak. But you know what? Women often, when they do this, they just go on with their lives. And we could literally be in the worst time of our lives, like literally like coming home crying, like literally just wanting to die. But we'll go out and have fun because we're so strong. But guys, this is the best thing to do, because one day, obviously, like, you should be disclosing your emotions to people around you, or, you know, ChatGPT, like I say. But guys, one day, like, it's not going to matter. If you, for example, get heartbroken by someone, but you completely disappear and you never hear from them again, they never hear from you, one day you are not going to care. Because you just have to. Like, if you don't know someone, one day you're not going to care. Obviously, there's a whole process that goes behind that. But guys, what I'm saying is that sometimes the people who you think are, you know, the smartest, the prettiest, people who you think, you know, are so amazing, like they might be dealing with something. They might be dealing with death. You know, life is full of terrible things. Like, life is great, but life can also be such a bitch. I think we all know this. So my point is that, also, I'm saying this to myself, don't glamorize people. Because you don't know. Even if, like, you know, your ex has a new girlfriend, don't glamorize her. Don't have anything to do with her. Don't follow her on Instagram. Don't talk about her. Like, don't know anything about her, because honestly, like, the mind likes to make fun of you. The mind loves to torture you and tell you that she's better than you, blah, blah, blah. Don't give into that, because that is the worst thing you can do. That's the biggest form of self-sabotage. You have to literally go, I don't know this person. I don't want to. Okay? Guys, that's the most important thing that you can do. Sometimes, you know, if you've got, like, a friend who doesn't want to be a friend anymore, sometimes you glamorize that person because you go, oh, look, they think they're so amazing, like, they got rid of me, right? You got to also say stop. Sometimes just saying stop out loud to your thoughts when they're pissing you off is actually the best thing. Guys, I'm going out in the city, so I can't really make this episode very long, but I did want to release this episode. I want to say thank you so much. I really enjoyed making these podcasts. I really love them, and I hope you love listening to them. So yeah, have a great day, guys. My name is Natasha Belfer, and this is Becoming Her Anyways.